think about your life. Think about your life. You probably are going to a 9 to 5, right? Let's even pause that. You're probably 18 to 35 right now. You're in this gap, right? And you're either in school, just got out of school, or have been out of school for a bit, but you're still trying to find your way in your bearings, and or have found your bearings, but in a life that you really don't even connect to or feel any sort of fulfillment because you're doing some shit that they told you to do, right? So I want you to understand the construct of society is built on you following a certain cookie cutter system to get an old end goal of working for somebody for long hours. Think about how you went to school, you had to go there from whatever time, maybe like 8 o'clock to probably 4, 3, or 2, right? Whatever time you got out, you got out. But that was the duration of your childhood. You were clocking in to school, following a set standardized amount of rules, and had to sit in classrooms for long periods of time and do work. That is the society that is built currently. That is what we go through, right? And then not only did we do that, but we had to do it at a cost. And think about this. You're doing that from what? Pre-K? Is it pre-K or kindergarten to some degree, all the way to college, right? And right before you go to college, what do you have to do? Sign a fucking contract of debt to pay back the years that you've learned shit. Don't think you just skated away and got through your education for free. And we're talking about the majority. So if you got a scholarship through athletics or academics or this, that, the third, we're like, good for you. However, the majority of people are going to have a large amount of debt at the end of their college years that they then will forever be working off. So think about it. They put you in a system to learn how to get a job to pay them back. Like, where does your life align with that? To use the skills that you learned from when you were childhood on, which is just sitting still and following a set of rules, to then go into a job that you will never be able to pay back in time, right? There's interest on these loans that we take out for school, for college, depending on where we go, right? And so you might get 100 grand, let's say, for school, because that's probably the average nowadays, right? You're gonna spend $25,000 per year, go to a fucking regular college or whatever, have a great experience, cool, right? And then you're gonna get a job that can barely pay back the amount that you took out for school, to then be in a system and cycle that you don't want. So you're forever paying off this debt with a job that you have no fulfillment, because that's the only thing you learned and were taught. To break yourself from these systems, you need to learn self-love. You need to understand how to love yourself. And this isn't an astronomical idea. This is a real thing that we all go through and had to go through. No one's smarter than you. These people that you see online, whether it be myself, and whether it be the guy that you listen to, whether it be these other moguls in the industry that are spewing out information about the system, it's not that we're smarter than you by no stroke of the means, bro. We're not smarter than you. We're not better than you. We just listen and understand what's going around. You have to become aware, right? And we love ourselves to a degree where it says, you know what? Instead of following these ideals that this system has put onto us, that then gives us results that we don't find favorable, we love ourselves enough to look within and say, yo, what do we like to do? How do we want to operate? And what value do we bring to the world, because we are valuable? And so that extends to you. You are valuable whether you realize it or not. I don't care what job you have. I don't care what your parents think about you. I don't care what your friends say about you. If you feel a desire to do more and be better, you can do so. But you have to realize that first, that, yo, this system is not made for me. Okay, cool. So I need to create my own system. I need to figure out what I like and what I don't like, right? And then you need to follow the system enough so you're not outcast and put to the side by being an extremist. So you've heard me say there's a bell curve to this society. Bell curve, right? So there are people that reject the system and then they go into like the hobo status because they're not using the rejection and the energy that the rejection gives you to fuel something and build something that'll help them escape this trap, right? Okay, cool. So on the other side, to the other extreme, are the entrepreneurs, the ones that reject the society and the norms that they have and build their own system so that they can operate within that, what they want to do. The majority of people are sitting in the middle. The people that go to school, get their degree, find a job, live forever, paying their bills off, and then die or retire, get those older years where they're supposed to be relaxing and chilling out, but they end up regretting because they used all of their time working for the system, right? So that's the majority of people in the middle. And a lot of the people that you're going to come in contact with don't even have the vision to break free of the societal norms that are keeping people jailed in. Okay, cool. But if you feel like you need to break out, you should, and you can, and you will. But you have to get to a place where you're not just saying, oh, I don't like this system, let me fight it and be a rebel, but have no plan to execute on the things that go in your brain. Because that is what's going to cause you to be homeless. That is what's going to cause you to be on the side of the street. That is what's going to cause you to lose passion even when you get to a certain level of success, and then you stop because you didn't fucking forecast what you wanted in your system, in your life, in your box. Right? So understand that this system is constructed on values, laws, and rules that can be broken. But if you're going to break the rules, you better have a fucking roadmap to build your own new system. This is what I want you to understand. You can't just reject everything and think that the system's terrible, so I'm not going to do shit. No, you need to have a plan. So, right, think about this. I'll double down on a video that we had 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Bro, when you're in your 9 to 5, right, it's fine. If you feel like you've went through college, or you're about to go into college, or you're in college, or even if you graduated college, or even years after you graduate college, and you've realized that, oh shit, I'm in this system, I want to get out, bro, understand you can, but you got to have a system in the way that you do it. Take that 9 to 5. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, if you're a rebel, if you are unruly already by nature, go into your 9 to 5, work your ass off. And if you haven't gotten your 9 to 5 yet because you're still in college, take college as a time to learn and understand the psyche of human nature, because it's going to help you 10 times over when you get out. Form relationships with people that have a background or network that you can tap into later on once you're out of college, right? And if you have the opportunity to get a 9 to 5 that's within the field of passion that you like, do so. Figure out what you like while you're in college. Do a lot of shit. Travel if you have the ability to, right? And then when it's time to find your 9 to 5, do it within a niche that you find interesting, that you can relate to, that you have some sort of like gift. I didn't go into school for content creation or any of these things like digital marketing, like shit like that. No, I went in for finance and economics, right? So you're going to figure out yourself along the way. And as you figure that out, find a job that you can learn from. Use that 9 to 5 as a learning period that fuels your business. Take and write notes as you're in your 9 to 5. As you go every single day. You hate it, but you're taking notes. Study how the higher ups work, how they operate. If you're ever in a position to get into the corporate life, right? Or if you're already in the corporate life, learn it for a year or so. Right? You can learn anything in 12 months, bro. I promise you. You work hard enough and sit down and say, yo, this is what I want to do. You can learn anything in 12 months. Okay, cool. So go into that with the mindset of fueling your business. How can the systematic ways of this corporation help the systematic ways of the business I'm trying to build? So go there for 12 months to 2 years. Figure it out. Right? Come out if you've saved enough money, because realistically, while you're in that 9 to 5, you'll live under your means. If I had to go over again, I would have gone and lived under my means while working at the corporate job to then fuel the business even more, right? So don't go the high life route if you get a great job that's paying you high. Bro, live as low as possible, but take every other fucking dime that you get and put it towards your business. Okay, cool. Now you can then work your business according to your 9 to 5, because a lot of the principles and rules that you have within your 9 to 5 can fuel you and help you understand how to run your business. I learned so much from the corporations that I worked for, right? When I was working in insurance, I had to do cold calls every single day, 200 a day, 300 a day, 400 a day, right? As an intern, right? And then I went to fucking my regional director job, learned how to manage people, learned how to teach people, learned how to put fucking systems in place so that other people can follow SOPs, right? Systems of operation. How does this work over here? And how can I put together a list for people that I want to be over here to work this so I don't have to be here? Follow. How can they follow that list that I've created? Okay, cool. Learn all of that from a 9-to-5 that I hated. So go into your 9-to-5 with an open mind. You might not like it, but if you go in it with a student aspect and learn for a couple more years and then get out and start a business, your business will do 10 times better. Okay, cool. So now you've gotten to a place where you have enough money, you've created the business, you might now have the knowledge to figure out how to get your business off the ground. Now you need to breathe life into it. Your business may not be your passion. Your business may not be the thing that you're going to do for the rest of your life. Your business might not be, oh my God, this is my purpose. Fuck your purpose right now. Your purpose is to make money. Short term, right? Because like we said before, money is what makes the fucking world go round. So you need to garnish it in some way. And if you're garnishing it outside of someone else telling you what to do, feel good and be grateful about it. Because you have the ability and skill that a lot of people lack, because the system that we just talked about in the beginning does not garnish students to do that. Doesn't create you or build you up to understand how to do that. So if you're already making money and you're cash flowing, even if it's at a small amount, if you're making $2,000 on the side, that's a win. You learned how to make your first sale, even if it's not $2,000, maybe it's less. Right? And everyone talks about, oh, make 10K online, oh, blah, blah, blah. The bearing of being an entrepreneur and learning does not need to be 10K, bro. If you are making $500 off of a sale a month, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. I don't care. Even if it's a small win, count it as a win. You have now started on your journey and you've made enough progress and you've gathered the skills to garnish money from an online platform and or within the own confines of your own box or your own system that you're creating because you don't want to be in the system of society. That's an accomplishment already, so pat yourself on the back about that. But now you need to understand that you can now take that money that you're getting from your business and the money that you're getting from your 9-to-5 and create something 10 times bigger that will allow you to go faster. Myron Golden said this one thing that he said he learned from a physicist. There's a law within physics that says if a principle is true in one sector, it has to be true in another. In the sector of cars and driving, he used a mile, right? So if I can't walk and you can run in a mile, ideally you would get to the end of the mile before me. Great, that's cool. I can do 2 miles faster than you can do a mile. No one's saying that I had to run. If I got on a bicycle, I could do the mile faster than you could. Right? And I could do even better. I could do 2 miles faster than you could do 1 mile on a bike if you ran and I'm on a bike. I could do way more miles than you if I'm in a car. 10 times more miles than you if I'm in a bullet train. Even that much more if I'm on a plane. Imagine that all of these vehicles that I spoke about or modes of transportation are the businesses that you create. Right? You got to get out of the mindset of thinking that you only can run a mile. You can only run. You can only transact the way that you operate to get a certain amount of money. Bro, if you get into a vehicle, a business that cash flows and operates at a different operation or way of thinking, you can garnish 10 times more money than the guy who is just trading his time for money. The system is going to teach you to trade your time for money, and you can only get that certain amount. There's a ceiling to how much you can get by trading your time. Get out of that mindset. Take knowledge, build a vehicle, jump in that vehicle and be okay with riding in it. It's gonna feel weird. You're gonna have this, what do they call it? Syndrome, imposter syndrome. You're gonna feel weird, but it's okay. It's a part of the process. Every elevation that you go through, whether it go from $10,000 to $50,000 a month, whether it be 50 to 100K a month, whether it be 100K to 500K a month, everything's going to feel different, but it's a mode in which you think. It's not, oh, you can't garnish it. It's because you're not thinking correctly. Why? Because you're still programmed from that 9-to-5 business. You're still programmed like a fucking Jimmy. You're still programmed like a fucking clone. Clones get nowhere in this world because they think that you have to follow the cookie cutter rules and not create your own rules. The best fucking people in the world have broken out of an old system that didn't work for them, created their own system, and now are fueling everything into that system so that they can pew, not only fly, but soar. So if you're in the 9 to 5, don't quit just yet. Do not quit. You will know when to quit when the business and the asset that you are creating makes 10 times more money than the 9 to 5 that you're in. And you shouldn't leave your 9 to 5. Rule of thumb, on my end, in my opinion, my humble opinion, do not leave your 9 to 5 until your business has garnished 2 to 3x of what your 9 to 5 does. Business is a tricky thing. And if you jump into the deep end with no fucking understanding, you will end up side of the road maybe. So you got to be careful. You're going to lose. So create almost a safety net. People talk about, I need to jump in all in and I don't need a safety net, blah, blah, blah. Hey, bro, let me tell you something, Jimmy. Have a fucking safety net. Because no one's coming to save you, bucko. Have a fucking safety net. If plan A is where you want to be, have a fucking plan B under there. And plan B could simply be rules and principles that you don't fucking break to save your ass if plan A goes to shit. So you can get all of the money that you want simply by changing the way you think, changing the way you operate simply because of your fucking emotion, and then changing the vehicles or mode of transportation that you garnish money for. It's just a mental change. It's a mental hurdle that many people are fucking burdened by because not only have you followed the rules and the systems that have worked for your parents, hello, newsflash fucking Jimmy, the systems that work for your parents are not the same fucking systems that are gonna work for our generation and our children and our children's children. Bucko, get with the fucking times, buddy. Internet is a thing. AI is a thing. You have no fucking excuse. Zero. Let me show you, like, look at this. Who's moving the camera? The blood clot AI within the camera. There's no excuse. You can do anything, but you have to believe it first and create the fucking safety nets / principles that will save you from dying when plan A falls. Plan A is never gonna go the way you think it is. You might get to the destination, but the plan in which you had set out better have some fail safes, some safety nets. We got to keep it real. I'm going to give you one story before I let you go. When I was in Coke, right? I built my business, right? In the car, just like this. I'm on a break. It's 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes for a break. I had another 30 minutes for another break, right? An hour in total, mandatory. Had to take my breaks. If I had to take my breaks, I said, yo, make my business in the car. I got a phone that has hotspot. Make the fucking business. I'm in the car making my business, right? Cool, bang. Get on the website, do everything, making a business and using them agencies or whatever. That's a whole nother story, bro. You need to learn how to do the shit yourself. Do it in the car, bang. Get the business made, bang. Get the EIN, cool. Then I go to the fucking bank a few days later on my break. Got the bank account. Okay, cool. Now I'm set up. The foundation, the organization, the da-da-da-da. Create the logo. Had the logo. Bang. Great. Cool. What am I going to sell? Don't know just yet. Meet somebody on my break. Cool. Take that same system, put it together. Rah, rah, rah. Then get that phone call that my mentor had called me and said, I'm distracted, right? October. I think it was the 1st of October. He called, right? 28 days later, I quit my job simply because of this one thing. I told myself I'm not leaving Coke until my fucking business that I just created in my car generates 2 to 3x my opinion, my experience. Because think about this. The same job that I told you I'm so grateful for because it took care of my bills, it gave me a house to live in, it gave me food to eat, it fed my dog, it fed my girl, it fed everything. My life was still functioning because of this job. I'm not gonna up and quit because, oh, I formed a business and now I have a concept of what business looks like. No, I want to know that this business can garnish money and garnish results. Right? So cool. I didn't leave. My boy called me, another entrepreneurship buddy, Martel Metellus. My man calls me, yo, you just signed a client? Bro, quit your job, bro. Quit your job. He had left his job, and we had literally said to each other a few days, if we sign a client, we're both gonna quit our job. Same time. Cool, bang. He called me. I said I got one client, right? He was like, yo, are you gonna quit your job? No, not quit my job yet. I know we had a conversation, I'm not quitting my job yet till I get another one. Bang. Signed another one the next day. Say, yo, you wanna leave your job yet? I said, nah. One more. Let me get one more, and I promise you, I'm gonna quit my job. Bang. Third client. Cool. Called him. Yo, I'm quitting next week. You gonna leave a 2-week notice? No. I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck. I'm leaving. Right? And why? Because you have to think about the fail-safes. When you first start your business, I locked people in. For a year contract. So I knew at least for a year I'm garnishing revenue. Created a fail-safe. You might be new to business. I was new to business, bro. I have no shame. Everyone has to start somewhere. But I created a fucking fail-safe within the contracts that I had my client sign. Cool. 12-month contract. You have to stay. Right? So I quit my job on the basis not only of having 2 to 3x of what my income was, because the contracts were so large that it surpassed my living income that was garnished from Coca-Cola. That was one fucking safety net. The next safety net is when they signed the fucking contract, I locked you in for a year. Okay, cool. That made sure that when I'm in there for that 12 months, I'm still gonna make money. I'm new. Bang. Fail safe. 2 to 3x income. Then have you in for a fucking year? Great. Bang. At the same time, you're creating content. That's why I love content. Content is something tangible, but it's digital. So it's like it's a deliverable, but you can have a physical copy of it because we live in a digital realm. Cool. The next safety net is that I'm creating future revenue by having a bank stored full of all of these content things that I'm making for people. Because as a videographer, you own what you shoot. And I knew that. Okay, cool. I now have all these testimonies, all of this body of work, this big ass portfolio, right? That keeps me safe. Because if all the clients were to rip out at 12 months, I knew exactly what to do in that formula that I created to go out and prove to other people new to me, right? The new businesses, that I could garnish you the results I said I would, because I have all of these testimonies. So you have to create a system in which you operate so that not only do you look and know that you can create things out of thin air, but you're creating safety nets within the things that you're creating so that you don't just fall and plant your face right in the ground if this shit fails, right? Because back to, think about my story, the story I just told you. If plan A had fallen on its face the day of, or maybe let's say a month in, right? I might have done 2 to 3x in business the first month, and then the next month everybody backs out. I'm planted my face straight into the ground, and I have no fucking job / revenue to make up for it. So the same job that paid for everything that I own, that kept me alive, that kept me going, is no longer with me. The fucking business I tried is no longer with me. I have no safety net because I don't know about contracts and how they operate and how to make those. I don't know about this. The excuses we make to why we fail, or we're almost like preceding our success with a huge failure because we're not doing the study work that we need to do. I put 15,000 hours in, right? 20,000 hours in doing this shit, bro. 10 years straight, bro, or maybe a little under that, 8 years straight. I picked up my first camera at 18, bro. Didn't know what the fuck to do. Didn't know how to edit. I started editing on iMovie. And this is just my mode of my agency, right? There are other things that you learn along the way. And why did you pick marketing? Like everything needs to be calculated to a degree, and you have no excuse, because all you have to do is sit down and put a little time and breathe life into your business and into your dreams and goals. It's not enough to say I didn't know. Google is a thing. AI is a thing, right? You sitting down and just taking the time out to work for yourself is a thing. This idea of, oh, I can't sit down for 8 hours. Bro, you fucking sat down for your entire life for 8 hours straight, working in a system that you despise right now. So you telling me you can't sit down for 8 hours? 6 hours after you get out of your 9 to 5 and sit down from 5 to fucking 1 in the morning to figure out how to make your dreams come true? You telling me that? Then you don't fucking want it, bro. And matter of fact, if you really don't like what I just said, bro, or that sounds like you, bro, click the fuck off the video, because anything I say is not gonna pertain to you. If you can't put the time in that's required for you to learn yourself, you will never get to the dreams and the goals that you put on your life as your purpose, because you can't even sit down and work for yourself. But you can take that, the fucking whip that the slave got your ass in. All we doing is living in modern slavery, but that's another topic for another video. You sitting there for 8 hours working for a motherfucker to make their dreams come true and put money in their pocket, but you can't sit down for 8 hours to make your own dreams come true? You sound like a pussy. Real talk, bro. Real talk. You got to get over this idea that you don't know. You do know. And you do know how to do it. And there's too much fucking information on the internet for you not to go do it. You just scared. You're being a fucking Jimmy. You being a fucking clone. You need somebody to sit there and tell you what to do. You can't do it yourself. Fucking Jimmy, bro. Fucking Jimmy. I tell you about y'all niggas. I despise y'all with my entire being. My whole purpose is to despise y'all. My whole purpose is to fucking dismantle the idea that fabricate what you do every single day. I hate y'all with a passion, because you're a cuck. You're a bitch. You're sorry. And you gonna then complain at the end of the fucking road saying that you didn't have enough time. You regret the time that you wasted. You regret the fact that you didn't follow your dreams. You regret the fact that, oh, life wasn't fair to you. Fuck you. Because the only reason life wasn't fair to your bitch ass is because you wasn't fair to your fucking self. Fuck you. Bye. Boy, Mr. Brown.